And because of that, I realized that our family is falling apart. And then, furthermore, I realized nga, dili man ingon ani ang kalipay sa sinugdanan katong uyab pa lang mi and on the first years of our marriage. Go back to the beginning where everything was okay and reclaim that situation so that we can also find that particular peace that we seek. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Some Pharisees approached Jesus and tested him, saying, "Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any cause whatsoever?" He said in reply, "Have you not read that from the beginning the Creator made them male and female and said, 'For this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh.' So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, man must not separate." They said to him, "Then why did Moses command that the man give the woman a bill of divorce and dismiss her?" He said to them, "Because of the hardness of your hearts. Moses allowed you to divorce your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. I say to you, whoever divorces his wife, unless the marriage is unlawful, and marries another, commits adultery." His disciples said to him, "If that is the case of a man with his wife, it is better not to marry." He answered, "Not all can accept this word, but only those to whom it is granted. Some are incapable of marriage because they were born so, some because they were made so by others, some because they have renounced marriage for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. Whoever can accept this ought to accept it." The Gospel of the Lord. My dear brothers and sisters, mayong buntag kaninyong tanan. What should we do when we find ourselves entangled with the complexity of the present situation? Many months ago, I was presiding a mass in San Roque Parish in Uling, Naga, and a husband approached me and told me, "Father, I've been looking for a priest. Kinahanglan jud ko maka-vent out karon, Father," he said to me. "Abi nimo, Father, kanini ang I have been married for how many years already, but recently I have become addicted to gambling. Nagsigi ko no siya og atiman sa iyang manok, maunay iyang giuhap-uhap kanunay, and slowly ingon siya in tawo nako, I've seen, Father, nga sige lang mig-away sa akong asawa, and more importantly, ang nakabuka gyud sa akong mata is when yesterday we shouted at each other in front of our children, something that I would never ever imagine to be doing. And because of that, I realized that our family is falling apart. And then, furthermore, I realized nga, dili man ingon ani ang kalipay sa sinugdanan katong uyab pa lang mi and on the first years of our marriage. And that realization prompted me to look for a priest so that I can talk to the priest, and then mangayo unta ko og opportunity makakumpisal ko and start from the beginning as I say sorry to my wife and make a promise to prioritize our love over other things that would seem to tempt me in seeking other joys. Natandog kay ko siyang gisulti, ingon siya, di man inani sa sinugdanan, and I want to go back to that beginning. What do we do when we find ourselves entangled in the complexity of the present situation? In our gospel today, Jesus teaches us a very practical lesson, presented with a dilemma from the Pharisees, which was meant to be a trap for the Lord. Unsay gisulti ni Jesus? From the beginning, the Creator made them male and female. And why is it that Jesus again repeated himself, in the beginning, God made so and so? Applying it to our lives in response to the question, unsay atong buhaton ko na yung mga complications? May it be in the relationship, in the family, may it be at work, may it be in the community. Jesus teaches us, go back to the beginning, where it all started. Unsay naa didto nga nawala na karon, or unsay wala didto nga nadugang karon nga mo'y nagdagtigaw sa kahimtang. Go back to the beginning, where everything was okay, and reclaim that situation so that we can also find that particular peace that we seek amidst the complexity of the present situation. Balik ta sa sinugdanan. Mao di ang naay parish vision mission nga atong gi-preach ni adtong miaging mga bulan, because that is a primordial core where we go back and we align all our programs and our activities, because that is a beginning, a starting point. Mao di ang naay constitution, the fundamental law of the land, so that if there are laws that would seem to contradict it, it should prevail, because that is what was there at the beginning. And kung daghan na kay complication, there is something nga adto gyud tatanan pauli. And those were the words of our responsorial psalm today. His mercy endures forever. Like it or not, it is beyond our control that sometimes, my dear brothers and sisters, complications would come into our lives. However, the mercy of God endures forever, according to the words of our responsorial psalm. Anha tabalik, because that is where we came from, and that is where we all are heading to.